Hi, welcome in. If you're here, you're stepping into your highest timeline, and I'm here to help you navigate that journey. I'm just going to tap in, get a channeled message, then I'm going to pull some cards. We'll go wherever the energy takes us. If at any point during this message something resonates with you, please like the video and comment below. All right, let me get tapped in. Tapping into the collective now, Spirit. Bring messages forth for the collective's highest and greatest good. Messages that would resonate so they know that they're for them. Remove me and make me a clear channel for your word. What message does the collective need in this moment, Spirit? Okay, I'm seeing a rainbow. A big rainbow. It's after a big storm, so it's still wet out. It still feels very stormy, but the sun is starting to break through, and there's just like the biggest, most real, almost like you could touch it, rainbow. And you're looking at the rainbow and you're like, kind of in awe, but you're feeling a sense of relief, like that storm is over. I'm getting that you were nervous about how long that storm was going to last, if it was going to break, how it was going to break. So while you were in the storm was taking so long that you were starting to question some things. Like, is this really going to work out? Is this storm really going to end? Ooh, this storm's getting a lot worse than I thought it was. I'm like getting that you started out with a good amount of faith. And you started out with yep, it's just a storm. But the storm got scary. And it got so scary while you were in the storm, you were starting to pray that it would end. It's like you were holding on to things to try to keep them from blowing away. And you were starting to get nervous, like that the place you were in was going to fall down or be destroyed, or you were going to get hurt. Like it was one of those big types of storms. So when it started out, you were like, we can handle this storm. And then you were like, holy shit, and it was one of those times where you had to surrender. You had to just give up to spirit and be like, please, please, God, let this storm pass. So you're looking out at the damage of the storm and you're seeing this beautiful rainbow and you're like, okay, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. That you actually have come out unscathed. You understand how scary it was, but you're grateful that it's over and now you can breathe. So sounds like this message is for somebody who has weathered a large storm and wasn't quite sure about how it was going to end. Maybe you started making a decision or something that in the beginning you had faith, but it got gnarly. And so what I'm getting for you is the storm has cleared. There's a rainbow. It does end. Okay. So I'm almost feeling like that maybe you're at the end of the storm and Spirit's just saying, can we pause and take a moment and reflect on what you've been through? Because that was a lot and it was scary to lose some faith, and that was a big storm. So even if we're on the other side of it, let's not just move on. Let's take a moment to acknowledge the peace now. Let's take a moment to acknowledge the rainbow and how much you've just been through, how scary that was. All right, let's pull some cards. Which deck, Spirit? Okay, I'm getting Rider-Waite-Smith. Well, I hope that you're on the other side of a storm and that you're seeing rainbows. But yeah, I think that a lot of times we go through storms and other people don't even know what we've been through. You know, they might just see us on the other side and, okay, well, it all worked out. And you're like, that was a lot. And nobody really knows your experience, right? More as much as you. So I'm getting a sense that, like, maybe you didn't even tell people that you were in a storm, or you downplayed the storm while it was happening. And now you're just kind of moving on. And Spirit's really saying, like, we saw how intense that storm was for you. And it's important for your future for you to acknowledge how big that storm was and that you did ride it out. Like, it's part of what's going to make you strong. It's part of your resiliency. It was another adversity that you've been through in the name of, in the name of ascension. Like, it's a storm you entered into that was part of your blueprint. What more for this collective, Spirit? Yeah. Weathering storms. We all do it. Some do it better than others, and I really get that you're a super resilient person. So maybe you weather storms like well, but maybe you're over weathering storms. Wow. Okay, this feels like it's going to be a career reading. Yeah, career and money. Okay, so maybe you had a storm related to your money or to your career. What I'm getting is the first card out of the deck was the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm really getting from this, like, Spirit wants you to know this storm that you've been through, what you've been working towards, a decision that you made to weather the storm. It is leading to your 10 of Pentacles, and your 10 of Pentacles is ultimate wealth, so much wealth you don't know what to do with it. It's your legacy. You could leave money behind for others. This is like setting up not just you, but setting up your family. I'm really getting your community. Some of you may be doing a career that, like, is going to give back to your community. Maybe you're going to build a community around something like a gym, a local gym, or maybe you're like a nutrition consultant, or you're like a, I don't know, something that would get a community around it, like a YouTuber or whatever. But it's like going to bring wealth to not just you, but to your community, stability, not just to you, but to those around you. That's like your legacy that you're building. And I get that this has been a dream for you since you were a kid, or it has something to do with being rooted in something you always wanted to do. And I get that you're really walking forward as the Queen of Pentacles in this. So the reason that you're doing this is because you're like, this is my purpose, this is my worth, and this is what I want to bring me stability. I'm also getting that this thing that you're doing is leading to your stability. Like, it is going to make you the Queen of Pentacles, which is wealth, security. She knows her worth. She knows her value. And because you do, you're able to give your worth and value to this community you're building it does bring in a lot of money. I'm seeing it's bringing in a lot of security, stability, and money to your community. You may even be like teaching other people how to do something that's going to bring them money, right? So you could be a consultant of some sort, and I get the 6 of Pentacles as well. So this is like getting so much money that you are able to give back. It's a reciprocity, but it's also like, I'm getting maybe you were the one that needed to take from others for a while, or like you were the one receiving from others for a while, but I'm getting that the scales are shifting, and now you are going to have so much money that you're going to be able to be generous with those around you and set other people up for success. You'll have so much of your own money that you can set other people up for success. And on the bottom of the deck, I get the 8 of Pentacles. So this is what we don't see behind the surface. So what I'm getting with this really clearly is all the work that you've put in. So, you know, they say that like people will be an overnight success. And then the person is like, yeah, it was 30 years of working hard and not making that much money before, you know, my income went way up. Like, so there's really no such thing as an overnight success. We just hear about their success overnight and now they're popular or famous, but it took so much work. So what I get is like, you've put in so much work for this idea, for this path, for this thing that you want to bring you money. And maybe it hasn't brought you money, but you were slowly, diligently working towards it. Or it hasn't just like brought you the wealth that you thought or the dream that you dreamt up. But I'm getting, oh, it will. It is. And you've already put in so much of that work. That's at the bottom of the deck. So that's kind of like in the background. And what I also get is like you have not stopped. Like you have the clarity of the King of Swords. So this is something that's just true to you, something that you know you were born to do, something that you know is part of your purpose. And you're just like, you have never stopped working on this thing. And it's just part of your truth and nobody can take that from you. And I also get the 4 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So you've had some issues with money around this, like, how is it going to bring, you know, you've like wanted to just do this one thing as your career. It's your truth. You want to live in your truth. You've worked really hard and you're like, why can't it just bring me enough so that I can just do this thing as a career? Like I don't have 3 jobs or I don't have a job. Plus this is a side hustle. I want this to be my actual career. So I'm really getting like, it is not just going to be your career. It's going to be the thing you're known for, and it's going to give you so much money. And what more for this collective spirit? And what I'm getting with the channeling is like, it's felt like a storm. Like it's been years that you've been like trying to build this thing, trying to figure out how it could work, trying to have it be your main thing. And with the rainbow, Spirit saying the storm, that hard work, is this ever going to work out? Oh my gosh, this is getting choppy. It feels like it's never going to happen. The rainbow is you're like, it's happening. It's breaking and it's going to break very soon. I get with the Chariot. This is success and victory after a battle. So they know how much you've cared about this, worked on this, spent your time, passion, energy on this, and they know that it's been slow. Pentacles is the slowest in the tarot. So it's earthly, you know, so like you took the time to really make this what it is, and you haven't given up on this. I'm hearing like so much resilience in this, but Spirit wants you to know that this is, you will be your King of Pentacles in this. This is, you're a master of it. You're secure in it. You're stable. People come to you for advice on this thing, and you have made it like you're an expert, a guru in all aspects of the word. People, maybe in all aspects of the world, like people will even know you worldwide. And it just brings you a bunch of money because of that recognition, that mastery, that skill that you have. Because we have both the Queen and the King of Pentacles out here, you know, this can be a partnership. This can be a divine partnership. So maybe there's somebody that that's coming in to partner with you. But I'm really getting that you've balanced your divine feminine and divine masculine in this, you know, with a lot of business ventures, or things that we want to be entrepreneurial about or whatever, we can get very like masculine, very toxic masculinity. Like we have to give, and we have to work, and I'm hearing spirit wanted you to get to a point where you did not kill yourself to make this dream happen, because if they gave you this dream and they gave you all this money while you were in that toxic masculine go, that you would have killed yourself. Like then you would have gotten more money and you would have tried to scale too fast and you would have tried to put in all these systems, and now I need to do more. So I'm getting that the storm in the channeling was actually a time for you to go into your divine feminine, and you were like, you know what? This isn't working. I'm taking a break. I'm surrendering it. It's still my dream. I still want to do it, but things aren't working out. So and you lost a little faith in this idea, this dream that you've had. You lost some faith in it, and but that allowed you to get in touch with your divine feminine, who says, you know what, I'm going to sit back and receive. I'm going to leave, my flyers out there, my brochures out there. I'm going to leave the channel up. I'm going to keep the doors open, but I am not chasing this anymore. And if it's going to be a thing, I'm going to let it come to me and I'm going to receive. And so now what I'm getting is that balanced out your divine and your masculine, or your feminine and your masculine energy that you put towards this thing. So now you sit back and receive, and now it has room to breathe and be a life of its own. And now people come to you. And of course, are you still a worker and a master and skillful and a king that's confident? Of course, but you're not chasing and proving and doing all the toxic traits. You're sitting back and saying, yeah, I am an expert. This has always been my thing. You should want to learn from me. And I'm hearing that this storm where you kind of gave it all up and you surrendered actually allowed you to become more aligned with your divine feminine. And now spirit's like, okay, that willingness to surrender, that willingness to let go, that control that you gave up, that's what made us make room for the success to come in, because we just don't want you to have all this success and you to like feel like you need to even do more and go harder, because this thing's going to be huge. This thing's going to be bigger than you ever knew. And it's going to be bigger than you. So you needed to learn to sit back and say, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, like you did in the storm. Anything else for this collective? Definitely something, a career opportunity, a job you've always wanted, a business you've always wanted. This is all pentacles. There is the Six of Cups, so this is something that is aligned with your heart. And I get that you've walked away from something that was hard. So maybe you walked away from a traditional job, or you just walked away from the parts of your business or the parts of this endeavor that were freaking hard. Maybe you realized you set it up for yourself in a way that's like, that doesn't work for me. Like I think of this as like, I have built businesses before where I was like a one-on-one consultant, or I've even done work with children where I was one-on-one direct service worker. And I almost always end up going towards teaching larger groups of people, train the trainers, or online courses. For me, taking up a whole hour of my time to coach one person isn't as aligned for me as being able to develop a whole course that multiple people can go through. So maybe you just found like, booking my whole day with all of these one-on-one consults is not what works for me, or you got caught up in your business and you reimagined how it could be, or your job, or whatever this thing is that's bringing you money. And now you're going towards calmer waters. Like you're thinking about like, how could this be easier? Again, you're balancing out that masculine and that feminine of like, how do I really want this business to look? How do I really scale it? Maybe you do go from one-on-one consulting to like online courses so that you have a more passive way of income and you actually help more people when you do it. So I'm really getting that like you kind of realize I'm building a monster here. And unless I get my systems, processes, more things on autopilot, this isn't going to be sustainable. So I'm getting that you navigated away from the choppier waters. This could also be a career that you decided to move away from that wasn't serving your heart, and now you're going towards something that serves your heart more. And I get that Spirit saying, make the decision. You were born to bring this thing to the world. And so this is a decision, and this guy is going towards the thing that he knows. I'm getting like you already know that this is your legacy. You don't want to leave this earth without this thing being your legacy, this thing that you've always dreamed of. You don't want money to be the reason that it stops you. And Spirit's saying, don't let it. We know that for years this thing hasn't quite worked out, but you needed to go through all of this stuff where you learned your systems and processes. You walked away from what you thought your business could be. You thought bigger. You needed to balance out your divine feminine, your divine masculine. You needed to dream bigger. You needed to build it all while you were doing other things. But I get that you are now at the point, the graduation point, where Spirit wants to show you, like, you've graduated. Your business is ready the floodgates are ready to come open. And what I'm really getting is when this moment happens where you start getting clients, or money starts coming in, or the opportunities that you always wanted start coming to you, Spirit's saying, receive it. Know your worth and receive it. Remember how hard you've worked. Remember, bottom of the deck, 7 of Pentacles. Remember all the seeds you've planted. When it all starts coming in, do not apply like, okay, now I've got to do so much. Don't get your little control grip clause. Get ready to receive and remember, like, oh, right, this is what I always expected. This is what I always was working for. And now I'm just going to apply the same laid back systems that work for me in accepting and receiving this influx of customers, of money, of flow. Okay. So Spirit's saying you're there. And you have planted all the seeds. Okay. Any last words? Yeah, it's going to come in really fast. This is success and victory. I'm also getting some recognition. People are going to start seeing that this is your thing. You're going to start being able to have this thing be your identity. Maybe this thing has been in your on the back burner for a while, and it's just a little thing that you say that you kind of wish you could do, but this is going to become like the thing. Anything else for this collective spirit? Any last words? Any advice? I'm excited for you. This is a lot of money. King and Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, like money. Okay. All right. And for last advice, I get 8 of Wands. So this is messages coming in, and they're coming in quickly. So if you're like, okay, that's cool, but I don't really see it on the horizon. Like, I get the promise of it, but I don't see it. Spirit's like, look for it. You will start seeing this come in quickly, whether this is a contract that somebody wants you to sign that's going to blow your business up, whether this is new customers coming in. You'll start to see what I'm getting is a trickle of like uptick, and then so Spirit's like, be on the lookout, expect it, because these messages of success is coming are right there for you, and they're coming in, and they're coming in fast. Right? These are wands, so this is fire. You've graduated, you're ready, success and victory, and they've seen all your hard work, and just know that all of your hard work is not for nothing. Pentacles is the slowest element in it's earth, which to me says it's sustainable. You had to spend all those years building it, and you've learned so much. You could not have learned what you've put into this idea for the last, I'm getting like 8 to 10 years. like in a day, in 6 months. Like you've learned so much because it's taken so long, and that's what makes you so good at it. That's what makes your confidence level be up, and that's what makes you in a place that you're ready to accept. I mean, Spirit's saying get ready to celebrate, like pop the champagne, because you're going to sign that big deal, or you're going to get an influx of customers. I'm really getting like it'll start to uptick, and then it will just be like, wow, a whole new level of income or influx, good vibes into this business. And you're going to be able to say like, this is my thing. This is what I do now. This is what I'm known for. That's the message. The lighthouse can show you the shore, but you still need to steer the ship. If any of this resonated, or you just want to claim, yes, I'm ready for this new money opportunity, or I'm ready for this money to come in, then please comment below. Until next message.